Okay, ladies and gentlemen, these videos are here to help us figure out what we did wrong on these two quizzes in preparation for retaking the quizzes and earning back the points that we lost. So what will happen in these videos is relatively simple. I'm going to go through each of the problems on the quizzes, and if you missed that question, then you need to redo that problem on the blank copy that I gave you to work on in AC. Once you have finished doing all of these, then you will be able to retake the quiz and potentially earn back the points you lost and get out of the assigned AC. So here is number 1 on the Simplifying Rational Expressions quiz. Simply put, this is a 4-step process which was illustrated at the top left of the screen here and was illustrated on the top left of your quiz, and that is we're going to factor the numerator and denominator completely. We will then state the excluded values. Those are the values that make the denominator equal to 0. Then we will cancel any common factors, and finally we will write what is left as our answer. So the numerator of this particular problem is the trinomial x squared minus 9x plus 20. That is simple trinomial factoring. We are looking for a pair of numbers that multiplies to 20 and adds to negative 9. So we want numbers that multiply to negative 20 and add to negative 9. You may have seen me do this before. Multiplies to positive 20, adds to negative 9. Now we have a lot of options, but the numbers we are looking for are negative 4 and negative 5. Those are the ones that add to negative 9. Now what we do is, since this is basic trinomial factoring, since there's no number in front of the x squared, is that trinomial will factor into those two binomials. So x minus 4 times x minus 5. So that's our numerator, fully factored. Then we have our denominator. Our denominator is the trinomial x squared minus 11x plus 28. Again, we are looking for a pair of numbers that multiplies to positive 28 and adds to negative 11. So we're looking for a pair of numbers that multiplies to positive 28 and adds to negative 11. That would be negative 4 and negative 7. So that trinomial, again, no number in front of x squared, will factor into x minus 4 and x minus 7. X minus 4 and x minus 7. Now, the denominator of that fraction, these two binomials right here, are not allowed to cause division by 0. So when it says state your excluded values, we are going to be excluding the values that cause each of those two binomial factors, x minus 4 can't equal 0, and x minus 7 can't equal 0. In both cases, those are one-step equations. Here we would add 4, which would give us x is 4, and here we would add 7, which would give us x is 7. These are the excluded values, okay? We are going to exclude x equals 4 and x equals 7. That is part of our answer, and if you don't have it, you lost a point right off the top. Again, reading directions is a very, very important skill. Now, from there, our third step is to cancel any common factors. If we look at the top and the bottom of our fraction when it's in fully factored form, we will notice that we have an x minus 4 on the top and an x minus 4 on the bottom. Since those factors are identical, they will cancel. And then that leaves us to write what's left as our answer. Your answer to number 1 should have been x minus 5 over x minus 7. Again, all of this work up here you should have on your paper. You should also have the excluded values. Okay? We don't just write answers. We need to show work. That's it for number 1. If you missed number 1, you should have copied all of that down onto your paper.